Our third honoree is Carolyn Fredricks, a recognized leader in the Delaware nonprofit sector as an expert and passionate advocate for older adults. Carolyn has been actively involved with the Modern Maturity Center since 1972. During her tenure as executive director, she has overseen 3 capital campaigns for major building expansions, which include the Medical Arts Building, a new adult day services facility, and a kitchen expansion. With a reputation for judicious use of resources and the ability to transform her vision into concrete and attainable outcomes, she has been instrumental in transforming the Modern Maturity Center into a multi-million-dollar organization that is one of the leading providers of aging services in the state. Let's watch this video to learn more about what Carolyn has accomplished.
Carolyn started 50 years ago this year as a volunteer at the Modern Maturity Center. It was just a small house in her early 20s, and next year we'll be celebrating her 50 years as an employee for Modern Maturity Center.
There's a part of her that really comes across as this warm, kind, wonderful lady that any child would love to have as a grandmother. But at the same time, she is a tenacious fighter.
I heard she was a force to be reckoned with.
You know, she always jokes that she has my phone number on speed dial. When she wants something, she is like a rabid dog going after a bone. I mean, she just is not going to stop until she gets her way. Now, that might sound off-putting to some people, but the fact is that the work that she's doing is to help others. So, you know, her tenacity is not, you know, for her own benefit in any way. It is truly out of the care and the compassion that she has for seniors in our community, and her drive to do better and to help people.
Going through the pandemic was very tough for us. When she asked me to become board president, or suggested that I run for board presidency, she goes, "It'll be easy, we take care of everything." And then the pandemic hit. So we had a lot of ups and downs for that, but truly, truly, the Modern Maturity Center stayed open because of her leadership and her passion to keep people fed. The Modern Maturity Center provides all the Meals on Wheels for all of Kent County, even all the other senior centers. Our staff and our volunteers came in every single day during the pandemic when everything was shut down and worked to make sure that we had food and she could feed all the homebound people. She got other programs started feeding homebound individuals that weren't on Meals on Wheels, but food delivery. We even went so far as to get dog and cat food delivery for those that couldn't get to the store because of the pandemic.
And she was just so resolute about continuing that work because she understood how much people relied on those programs and relied on that food. And you know, her work literally saved lives. I mean, these are some of the most vulnerable people in our community, and she has been their champion for, you know, 5 decades now.
She's so well deserving of this award. It's a long time coming, and she's one of the best leaders in the state, and just a wonderful, dynamic person to know.
Okay, the first thing I want to say is when your surgeon tells you that you need to get a knee replaced, do it. Don't put it off and say, oh, I have to wait till, you know, we're not so busy at work, because this is what happens when you put it off. So I'm certainly humbled by this honor, and I thank the selection committee for the special recognition. I think I want to share with you the 3 most important things in my life. It's my faith, it's my family, and I have to include my work family in that, and my friends. My faith has allowed me to navigate many troubled waters in my life. There were times when my faith was tested, but through it all I knew that God would not allow more than I could handle in my life. And I thank Him every day for the life He has allowed me to live. My family. To my 2 sons and my husband in heaven, I wish you were here tonight to share this with me. But somehow I believe you know and are celebrating in heaven with other family members and friends. I love you all and miss you more than you will ever know. Throughout my career, my husband Steve was so supportive. His words of encouragement were always, "You go, girl. I have no problem being Mr. Carolyn. Just go right ahead." He was beyond a doubt my biggest cheerleader. To my son Phil and my grandchildren here tonight, I love you with all my heart, and I'm so proud of the adults that you have become. All working professionals in the service of helping others. Phil, my son, emergency room nurse. Every Tuesday we would listen to Dr. Rattay and the governor tell us what was going to close down and how bad COVID was. And I would listen to the briefing, and every night on his way home, Phil would call from the emergency room, and I could hear in his voice the stress that all medical professionals were sharing at this time. Thank you, Phil, for being the person that you are and for caring for your patients. Jake, my boy Jake, Fireman of the Year for our local fire department. Let's hear it for the firemen. Ambulance driver. Now, he may look big and bad. He's sit over there, he's got his arms all crossed, you know, he's a big bad dude. But I'm going to tell you this. He has actually slept on my bedroom floor when my back was so bad that I couldn't get out of bed. Big old dude slept on my floor for me. Unfortunately, my granddaughter, Amanda, the scientist, couldn't be with us tonight. She woke up this morning with COVID. So she drove down from Boston to be with us at our gala and to be here tonight. But I got a message from her just before we got here, and she said, "I know the party bus is on the road," because we brought the MMC bus, so, you know, but anyway, when I went to hear her do her dissertation for her master's degree, I did not understand a word she said. But I remember thinking, wow, this girl is really smart. And she really is. And to my youngest, your sweet Nick, the one who doesn't have really too much to say about anything, but he's always checking to see if I need him to do anything for me or for his other grandparents. All of you have been a part of my journey. Literally. Either working at the center, part-time as a teenager, or helping with our shows or fundraising events. Thank you for everything you've done for me and for the Modern Maturity Center. My 4 favorite words: love you, Mama. And I actually hear them a lot, even from the boys. My work family, and they're here tonight. Stand up, work family, come on. I spend more time with you guys than I do with my actual family. You are the group who has helped me throughout my career. You have seen me on good days and bad days. We have laughed together, and yes, we have cried together. We are family. You all are so dedicated to the job that you do for the older adults that we serve. I could never have accomplished anything without all of you. You are my heroes. I salute you. I thank you and I love you all. I truly believe that each of you have provided the expertise that I needed to run the center. Now, I know that all of my staff worked with Lori Christensen to complete and submit my application. I am so humbled that my staff would consider me a candidate. When I received the call from Dr. Tess, she told me that I couldn't discuss it with anyone except for Lori. So I called Lori, who was actually off, and she immediately came to the center so I could read the application that was submitted on my behalf. After I read it, I said, I honestly don't know what to say. In fact, I think my exact words were, "Oh my gosh, I don't even know who this person is." And Lori replied, "No, it's you." Staff, I am so touched by your expression of love for me. My friends, I've been blessed by having so many wonderful friends. People I can call to blow off steam or discuss a bad day, especially my board of directors. I don't think I ever made a program suggestion where they said, "Are you crazy?" Even when I wanted to do speed dating, and yes, we did it. And yes, we had some couples, and yes, some of them are still together. But, you know, I just felt like I had their total support. And when we had to change during the pandemic, that's what we did. We packed boxes, we fed people. The division told me, "I don't care what you do, just feed them. If they're hungry, feed them." We normally feed older people, but in this case, we fed everybody. If the family was hungry, we fed them. If they were homeless, we fed them. A little scary, but we fed them. We did a lot of cooking. I have to say this, and I know we had a lot of legislators here tonight, none of them mine, from Kent County, because I guess it's above the canal, below the canal.
Yes,
okay, is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, but Trey was right. I do have those guys on speed dial. And I don't have any problem calling them and talking to them and telling them exactly what the older adults need and what we need to do for them. My story, well, 52 years ago, I moved to Dover. I was a young mother and I had a dear, sweet, elderly neighbor. Her name was Miss Smith. I would check on her most every day. It was during one of those visits she told me about a house on Bradford Street that could probably use a volunteer like me to be of service to older adults. Well, I did exactly that, and it turned into a labor of love and a lifetime of service to others. For 50 years, I've been doing a job I absolutely love. Not many people would say that. I love the people. I definitely love my staff. It has been my honor and my privilege to be of service to the older adults of Kent County. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Carolyn. You are an inspiration. We were very incredible to have you in Delaware and honoring you tonight.